Alex Smith has been released by the Washington football team coming off of miraculous 2020 comeback season. His name has been thrown with rumors with teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the possibility of the Chicago Bears bringing in Alex Smith. But before I touch on that, make sure you guys are staying safe. Leave this video a like so you can help the channel to grow. And also, if you're a first-time viewer, go ahead right now, click that subscribe button, and also click that notification bell so you will not miss a single video that I post. But let's discuss. Without further ado, let's dive into it.
I'm striving to get rich. That's why I always went 2 years without buying shoes and fits. Things change now. My mom hearing me with my music and she look a little proud.
The Chicago Bears are, for the record, on a big hunt for their next quarterback. They've already missed out on potential targets like Carson Wentz and Matthew Stafford, and have been rumored with other targets like Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, possible Dak Prescott, and now, since the release of Alex Smith, his name has been thrown around as a potential quarterback candidate for the Chicago Bears. Now, Alex Smith's story is absolutely miraculous, coming back from that broken leg, over 30 surgeries, near death. It is absolutely amazing that Alex Smith is still able to play football after all that he's endured. Last year with the Washington football team, Alex Smith was able to help lead them to an NFC East division title. Although he did not play in a playoff game, he was still able to help lead this team to a division title at the 7-9 record. Him being released by the Washington football team has not been a surprise, as he's been on record saying that they really did not think he would be able to come back. They really was holding him off, which was understandable, all that he has been through. And all Washington has been through as a franchise over the past year, they have decided to move on. The Chicago Bears have been a target that has been linked with Alex Smith for a long period of time at this point. And will it be a good move for the Chicago Bears to sign Alex Smith? When you answer that question, it is a two-way street on that move. At first, we're going to talk about the bad parts of this move. If the Bears were able to pull off signing Alex Smith and having him as their starter, I don't think it will be, number one, beneficial, especially with the make or break situation that the Bears front office and head coach Matt Nagy find themselves in. If they bring in Alex Smith to be the solution to their quarterback position, a guy who's been dealing with that massive injury, and also last year was struggled with the big injuries, a guy who is not really a guy to push the ball downfield. He's been nicknamed Check Down Poppy for a reason. That's just going to be a spell for another bad Bears 2021 season. If you're using Alex Smith as your main starter, I don't see this Bears team being better than anything 7-9 or 6-10, especially with the way this offense is. I've been saying that I'm still not a big believer in Matt Nagy's offense. I'm still not a big believer in his play calling. Even with Alex Smith's time in Kansas City with Matt Nagy, I still don't believe that this Bears offense has themselves to another level with Alex Smith at the quarterback position. And if you were to pull off a move to have Alex Smith as your main starter, you could pretty much call Allen Robinson and tell him goodbye, because he is not going to want to stay in Chicago dealing with another bad quarterback issue, dealing with another starter that's not potentially going to get him the football, dealing with a starter who's not going to be at a very good level, and Alex Smith entering his age 37 season as the main starter for the Bears spells disaster and spells failure for all parties involved: the front office, head coach Matt Nagy, and the roster itself. Bringing in Alex Smith will not help capitalize on this defense's prime. It will not help capitalize on the things that the Bears are able to do defensively, because the offense will be devoid of pushing the ball down the field. Now, if you look at this for a positive sign for the Bears, if they were able to bring in Alex Smith, there is some positives to it, but he cannot be brought in as the main starter. If you bring in Alex Smith as a backup, his veteran leadership, his veteran experience will be absolutely great. It will be absolutely needed if, let's say, they get a guy like a Russell Wilson. Let's say if they were able to pull off a Dak Prescott. Let's say they were able to get a guy in the draft. His veteran leadership in the locker room and his veteran experience and the things that he has been able to go through and beat the last couple of years of his life and also his career, it will be a real positive boost for the Chicago Bears team going forward, as far as having that guy that has been through a lot, as far as having that guy who can be a real leader in the locker room, as far as that guy who can be a voice in that locker room and help with the quarterback that they decide to draft if they were able to go in that direction. His time in Kansas City in 2017, seeing him start over Patrick Mahomes in Patrick Mahomes' rookie year, and he was able to help, number one, teach Patrick Mahomes some things about the game of football. He was able to help teach Patrick Mahomes about some things in the offense. He was able to teach Patrick Mahomes from the leadership standpoint and is able to help Patrick Mahomes grow as a quarterback himself. So when you think about that potential of a signing for the Chicago Bears and bringing in Alex Smith for those reasons, I would be all for it if they were able to get a guy in the draft. I would be all for it if they was able to get Russell Wilson or somebody like that. If you bring Alex Smith in as a backup, I think it really does have some potential to work out for the Bears. But to have him as the number one starter, I don't think that is going to be a good option. If you bring in Alex Smith as a starter, you could pretty much kiss Matt Nagy goodbye. You could pretty much kiss Ryan Pace goodbye because their jobs would not be saved by making this move. And it could possibly cause Allen Robinson to really want out, especially with the Bears not being able to solve the quarterback situation. But if you bring him in as a backup as opposed to Nick Foles, which is still on the roster now, I think you have more beneficial of him being a voice in the locker room, him being a voice as far as to overcome a lot of things that you have to deal with being in the NFL. And if you draft a quarterback this year, he will be a guy that can help, number one, grow that quarterback and be a mentor to whatever quarterback that they do decide to bring in. If they position themselves to go in the draft route and draft a young quarterback like a Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones in this year's draft. So the answer to that, it would be a good signing if he was a backup and a leader, and it would be a bad signing if he was named the starter of the team from day one and they rolled him to potentially lead this Bears team to success. But that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure to leave this video a like so we can help this channel to grow. Comment your thoughts down below or whether you agree or disagree with the Bears potentially bringing in Alex Smith. And if you have gotten to this point in the video, make sure you click that subscribe button and also click that notification bell so you will not miss a video, and that helps this channel to grow. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe, have a great and excellent day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.